I was reading Albert Camus' The Stranger, and I have completed only part 1 of the book. I just started reading part 2. I'll try to kind of psychoanalyze the main character of the book because he strikes me as a very interesting person. His name is Arthur Meursault. He is French and lives in France. So, let us begin. It got me thinking about how peaceful the main character of the book is. I reflected on how peaceful the main character is. He woke up and had his cigarettes, coffee, and a beautifully served breakfast every morning. Then he goes to work, and after that, he comes back overseeing the gorgeous sunset and the wind blowing pleasantly on his smooth skin. Then he goes to have his dinner at a French restaurant. He also has a fairly rich friend named Raymond who lives in the same building as him. Raymond spoils him from occasion to occasion with wines, dinners, trips, etc. And on top of that, he has a beautiful girlfriend named Marie who is totally in love with him, and they go swimming every weekend on beautiful beaches in France, and then he takes her on pretty dates like movies and dinners. He is also a well-dressed man, and whenever he meets someone new, he describes how they were dressed first and then their personalities and behavior. When he has nothing to do, then he just chats with his friends or just people in general. So, he is extroverted. His life is not hard at all, even though his mother died recently. But he resolves that issue by the way he thinks. He does not think much, but whenever he does think or concludes a problem, it's very logical, which I think many can relate to. As I was saying, he is very calm and likes to do extracurricular stuff like swimming, dates, movies, and others, and not just work. He seems to not hate his job, but she also does not mind it. He does not mind anything, even something like physical abuse. There was a scene in the book where his friend Raymond is beating his girl and everyone can hear the screaming. Our main character is with his girlfriend Marie at the time and making lunch at their home. After hearing the screaming, he came out like everybody else, and then his girlfriend Marie told him to go do something. He just said it's none of my business, and that decision satisfied him. Now I am not saying that he should have gone and saved the girl. He is right, it is none of his business. But the way he justifies that is kind of weary. I am not gonna say that it is cowardly, because I think he is not a coward. He does not experience a whole lot of feelings or emotions. So his usual thought process to make a decision is pure logic. In some scenes, he does not even consider morality in his thought process. He is a calm man who does not preciously value anything. He goes with the flow and makes his decision on logic with very little consideration of morality. I have noticed that he sometimes gets annoyed by the hot weather, sweat, and humidity. He does not like to be annoyed like that. That is the only time when we get out of those emotions. So, whatever he does to get out of that annoyed that have negligible to no relation to morality. He would do anything as long as it was not too much work for him to get out of that annoyed state. Anything, he would do anything as long as it's semi-justifiable and logical. When asked why did you do this thing you did, he would just answer that it because it annoyed him. Now I am gonna talk about part 2 of the book because I think I've covered part 1 pretty well. So, what happens in part 2? Our main character, his friend Raymond, and his girlfriend Marie go on a weekend trip to a beach at Raymond's friend's property. Raymond's friend's name was Mr. Masson and his wife was Mrs. Masson. They all swam for a while at the beach, then they had dinner. After that, they went for a walk, and while they were walking, some Arab men started following them because the Arab men were the brothers of the girl Raymond used to beat. So they wanted revenge. One of the Arab men stabbed Raymond with a knife and then all of them walked away. All the guys went to patch up Raymond, a doctor. Raymond was furious, so he took his revolver and went to search the Arab men with our main character. When Raymond found the Arab men and pointed his revolver at them, they all ran away, and our main character took the revolver from Raymond because he wanted Raymond to act on anger. After that, when they returned to the property, Raymond went on ahead and our main character finished his walk. Then he came across the same Arab man. It was only one this time. The revolver was in his pocket, and the Arab man must have thought that he had no weapon because the revolver belonged to Raymond and Raymond was not there with him. At this point, our main character is pretty fed up with heat and he is sweating and pretty annoyed. He just wants to cool off. When he started approaching the Arab man, the man thought that he was gonna attack, so he pulled out his knife and not letting our main character pass. Then the Arab man makes a sudden move and our main character shoots him 5 times. He paused after the first shot and decided to put 4 more bullets into his already dead body. So, at least at this point, we have understood that our main character is extroverted and experiences fewer emotions than an average man, which helps him overcome problems easily. He thinks very logically and does not put very much importance on morals. Although he is not very violent unnecessarily. He is very calm and thinks things very deeply, which may sometimes hinder his relationships with other people. He also doesn't mind the difficulty in life and accepts it. Overall, a pretty masculine archetype. Now, why did he murder the Arab man? I'll tell you in the next episode, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe.